Hello, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's reads. My YouTube channel is James13Wicca, in case you're seeing this video somewhere else on YouTube. For the main part of the read, I'm using Astromatrix Tarot by... I bring my blank. I don't know. Is this the one that's from... The website in the back is Astromatrix. Some of these... They come forward in different ways. I don't know if this one had a creator or if it was listed that way, but there's astromatrix.com, nope, .org. Check that out if you're interested in this deck. I want to say this is one of those that doesn't list the creator, but I could be crazy. Supportive Oracle Cards, Your Clairvoyant Oracle Cards by Belinda Grace, illustrations by Elaine Marzin. On the back is rockpoolpublishing.com, .au is an apple, use an umbrella. And of course the dice. You get the dice from the Dice Shop by Math Art Fun. I don't know if it's showing up there. Hopefully it's showing up. I'm going to try to do this. I have to get my ducks in a row to do these things differently, but for right now I'm going to keep doing them the way I was. But Alex, I explained that in other videos. 22-sided dice for the major arcana. 22 I substitute for the 0. 14-sided dice for the minor arcana. I use a 4-sided dice to choose the element. Boom. Alright, that being said, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. This is James4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. That being said, let's go on to your reading. Hello, Cancer. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for when you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Cancer? I feel like I'm off center here, but maybe not. Okay, so you have the Lovers at the bottom. Pisces had the Lovers at the bottom. So okay. Stop. No, just stop. Okay. Okay, there's a disagreement that you're really not going to be a fan of. It's not as bad as it seems. So, I get that there's a disagreement. Not that you want, I mean, I'm not a Sunshine Rainbows reader. I'm not, so whatever's here. I see a lot of good cards coming forward, to be fair. But, you know, let's see what this is. 4 of Swords, which is healing. And then somebody has a truth that they're either quiet about or... I feel like this is a stress for you. It's been there for a while. And there is definitely conflict here. But something needs to change, whether we like it or not. And some people are probably fighting the change. Ironically, Cancer, from what I know of Cancer, not the biggest fan of change, but we'll go along with it if it makes things better. If it makes things better, improvement needs to happen. Cancer will be like, all right, this is what's best for all of us. Let's do it. Let's get it together. Cancer will do it. And will actually even champion the cause if they believe in it, clearly. It's not about liking the change. It's about the outcome sometimes. And I feel like this is one of those moments like, all right, if we need to do that, then we need to do that. And there's been some opportunities for healing. There's also a door opening, some conflict coming in. I feel like conflict is coming in. I don't think it's bad. I feel like change needs to happen and certain things need to be addressed. Certain people are kind of upset about certain pieces of the situation, but the new era is coming in, whatever this is. The new era is coming in. And I get that, like, the snake around the neck here, I'm noticing a lot, which is change to me. But I think it's also a cobra. Are they showing a cobra there? I think it looks like a cobra with the things around the side. which is kind of like, change will happen, and it may not be the most enjoyable. It's kind of like this person there, if they get bit by that snake, it's kind of like, I don't know how that's going to go, but I don't know how that's going to go. And I feel like that's the nervousness I have of this, kind of like, oh, I hope they don't get bit by that snake, because that's kind of dangerous. And the Ace of Swords coming in, a lot of information coming in all at once, things are changing all at once, there's upheaval all at once. What to remember of this situation is there is a lot of love here. Literally the card love and the Lover's card. Like they're doubling down. Like remember that there's a lot of love here. And sometimes things get a little messy before they get better. And this feels like that to me. It gives me like, I almost feel like I want to hyperventilate. Like it's like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. So I just got to give it the way it's coming. And I know that there's good cards coming, and I get that. But it's like this part is hard. Because when the truth comes in, it's not favoring anybody. It's just kind of like, listen, this is what's going on. This is what we need to do. These are the changes that are going to happen. And it's kind of like, all right, I got to do it. I got to handle this. We got to make these movements, modifications. And it's kind of like things might be angling up better than it seems. But at the time, it's kind of like, I just feel like this is just mean. I just feel like a lot of this is just mean in the beginning. I'm just like, I just feel like this is just rotten the way this is going. It's got to have its moment to kind of germinate. It just feels rough. It feels very rough when it starts. Well, at this part of it anyway. I don't know if it's fair to call it the start as much as just this moment. So it doesn't last forever. It feels like it kind of moves forward fairly quickly. It snaps forward pretty fast. And after it does, soon after, we have to make some quick changes, and those quick changes lead to better possibilities. It says Psychic Conversations. I'm noticing what I'm really centering on with this picture is somebody moving down the path to a better day. And there's like something is dragging them or getting them to go down this path. They may not realize that they're getting kind of guided to go down this path, but it is kind of like things are happening for a reason is kind of what I'm getting. Sometimes people make the right decision and they don't know why they did. This might be one of those moments. It might be people around you, it might be you yourself, where you're just kind of like, I just knew what I needed to do. I just didn't know why I knew that. I don't know why I chose what I did. I wouldn't normally, but it worked out very well for me. Might be one of those moments we just kind of move forward quickly. It seems like it's a very fast decision. It's going in the right direction. After this happens, whatever this is, there's a thing here, but they're saying, don't take it like, okay, don't look at it like, okay, well, we'll see what happens next. This moment's okay, we'll just kind of hunker down and see what happens next. They're saying, don't do that. Don't do that. Realize that this is a moment, and this can go better. You got to choose what's going to happen here. And neither choice is bad, but it's kind of like, don't hunker down and just wait to see what comes next. You got Judgment coming in with the Sun card. That Phoenix card, that Phoenix energy makes me wonder. It's kind of like we got to be aware of what we're going towards next. We got to be active. We got to step up and move forward with purpose. We want to go towards that sunny day. The Phoenix card there, which is the Judgment, the Phoenix is a cycle. You know what I mean? It burns bright, burns out, crashes, hits the ground. Starts again, burns bright, burns out, crashes, hits the ground. Like, it's a cycle. You don't really want that, I would say. I've had that in my life before. When it's burning bright, it feels great. When it crashes, it's horrible. I'm just saying. And to keep going through that cycle, it's kind of, I don't think of it for myself as something I like. It's nice at certain points, but it's also very devastating at others. It's a beautiful, beautiful situation. It does a lot. It changes things. It churns things up, but it's constantly going to change things. You don't have to do that with this situation. Purposely choose and kind of like, all right, don't hunker down and just see what happens next. Go like, look at the situation for like, wait, this is what I want from it. Whether people like that I'm making this decision or not, that's its own thing. But I don't want this to hit that Phoenix energy where we go through this cycle over and over again. Let's choose the bright day. Let's see how do we make that happen. People may not like that you're making that choice, but I would be like, If you're a part of the situation, if you're a part of the game, you have just as much of a right to make this choice as anybody else. So you might as well make it. Push forward. Remember, you're going to look out for the people you care about. You're going to make the best decision for everybody if you do push this forward. They may not like it, and you may be a little nervous about doing it. But I get if you consciously make that choice to pull out of that Phoenix energy and kind of like we need to go towards the bright sunny day. Doesn't mean every day is going to be bright and sunny, but if we go towards it and cement into what we want, it reminds me of like kind of choosing the house you want versus what are we allowed to have type thing. Going towards what you want and working together to really get what you want and decide this is the type of house I want, this is the location I want, these type of things is what I want, and not settling for less and finding a way to make it what you want versus somebody saying, well, you only have X amount of dollars, so it has to be X amount or less, or you can't have it. Kind of like, you know what? No, I'm not going to accept that. I know what I want. I know what I need to have. I'm going to hold on to that money till I build it up to where I want, or I'll find a way to finance it the way I need to. I'm going to get the house I want because I'm going to stick in this house. This is going to be mine. I'm not going to just be like, oh, okay, you're saying that's all I can have, so I'll choose from what you're saying I can have. No, because that's going to go through the same cycle again. I'm going to be like, this is what I want. What do I need to do to get there? And I will make it happen. I will find a way to make it happen. By choosing that in that flavor, in that version, you'll get that Two of Cups energy. It's going to be some stress to get it and to keep it at first, but you will overcome it and you will get that balance you actually want. There'll be some stress for some time. It's not going to be permanent stress, but it's also the Ten of Wands is success. So it might be some stress for a while, maybe a few years even. But at some point you will overcome it and you will keep that sunny day that you want. It won't be, it's kind of like, going towards what you want, knowing what I'm going to go into, knowing what I have to do to get it, and attaining what I want through that harder road for the more difficult road versus constantly going through that Phoenix energy, which is not a bad energy if you choose it, but like again, it burns bright, burns out, crashes to the ground. That's painful. I'm sorry. That is a painful part of that process. It's not all pretty. Starts building again, starts from small, builds up, gets strong, gets stronger, builds bright, does it again. I personally don't think of it as an energy I'd like to spend my whole life in, and you don't have to. By choosing it this way, you can get what you want, keep what you want, and be happy with what you have. I feel like that went pretty quick. I guess, it's the message, that's the message. I'm going to let that be. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.